So one of the things I talk to people about is being more buffalo. In America, they noticed that when a storm comes in, cows would turn and try and run away from the storm. Buffalo are the only animal that when a storm's coming, they turn to face it and then they charge through it. What's a time in your business where you've had to be more buffalo?
Well, I guess moving it was one thing. When we decided as a family to move is, do I just give up? Do I do something completely different? Do I pivot the business a little bit and move it online? And so, yeah, that was definitely one where you had to charge through as well, because of COVID at that point, did lose a lot of business.
What was your biggest fear about moving to Mozambique?
Business-wise, my biggest fear was I couldn't do networking. I used to do an awful lot of networking and run networking events, and that I couldn't meet people face-to-face, and meeting on Zoom or Skype would be really weird and awkward. But yeah, I moved out March 2020. Literally, I moved on a Monday. Lockdowns happened by the Thursday or Friday. So yes, all of those issues were solved and Zoom became the norm within days of me arriving.
What's the best thing about living in Mozambique?
The weather and the wildlife, I think, are both pretty impressive. It's the depths of winter here, and it's about 25 degrees most days. It can get down to, 15 at night or 12 on a freezing evening.
Oh, really? That cold?
Yeah, it's pretty desperate. I'm here in my jeans because it's only mid-20s sort of thing. And yeah, I can go down to the coast a couple of hours away. I'll pass usually some giraffes on the way and a few impala, and you get down there and you can go over and you're looking at coral reefs with the stunning underwater wildlife and stuff.
Okay, and what do you miss from the UK?
I miss that kind of being able to go for a walk with the dog in the countryside. We kind of live in the city, and yeah, there isn't. It's quite sandy, it's quite sparse when you're out in the countryside anyway around here. So yeah, that kind of, tromp around the field in your wellies with your dog or up a mountain, I kind of miss that and try and do that when I'm back.
So not that much.
And then some of the cultural things as well. So you can get music events and stuff like that here, but they're quite, would you like to go to the music event on Friday rather than, have a choice, go to the theatre, go to music, go to those sorts of things. That's much, much more limited here.
Yeah, it's huge. Okay, so let's get back to websites now then. You shared with me 3 questions that I'd like to go through. So the first one was, if you're listening to this and you think about your website, does it reflect your business as it is now? Why is that one of the questions that you ask people when they come to you?
Because for a lot of people, for all of us, if we're in business, we all know our business evolves, doesn't it? Over time, we learn, we get different clients, we add services, we take away services. For all of us, our business isn't static, is it? Or for nearly all of us. And so when you start out or at some stage, you get a new website, you say what you do, and if you just ignore it and you leave it, 2, 3, 4 years later, your business might have changed a bit. Or for some people, it's doing something completely different. But their website is still saying what it was 3, 4 years ago. And so that difference is really huge, and it's not going to help build trust when your website says one thing, your LinkedIn is saying something else, you're saying something else, and it all kind of is a mismatch, which really doesn't inspire confidence.
It feels like hard work, and how important is it really? That's what people must think to themselves.
It is. And I mean, the website for me is kind of that key online linchpin which brings everything together. So yeah, you might have a Facebook page and you might have a LinkedIn page, and you've probably got Google Business, and you might have you might have a podcast, you've got all sorts of things, but the thing that they all link back to is that website. That's that central thing. Your Facebook and your LinkedIn don't talk very much together, and your LinkedIn and your podcast don't, but your website firstly is yours, that you can brand and is the only one that really you own and you make look your own. And it's just that central linchpin that connects all those other things together.
And people do their due diligence. They go and check you out. So they might go to social media first, but they're looking to find out where you work and what you do and how and then they go to your website. And if there's a disconnect between meeting you, seeing you on social media and your website, they just pause for thought. They're probably not even consciously aware of it, are they? But there's just something that it doesn't all stack up this.
No,
and it can turn
definitely.
people off, can't it?
100%. And effectively, Google does the same. So in terms of SEO, Google's doing the same stuff. It's going off and it's looking at your social media. It's looking at your Google Maps. It's looking at you, and it's doing the same thing. It's checking to see they all match. Right.
Okay, the next question you shared with me. Is it working for you in terms of your marketing?
Some people think, that must mean my website should be bringing in lots of leads. And it kind of, for some people, yes, but for other people, not. The question is, how does your website fit into your marketing? And do you even know? So for me, there's kind of 3 broad categories of website. One is a due diligence website where effectively it doesn't bring in any leads by yourself. Your whole marketing process is somewhere completely different. But like we just talked about, they're going to check you out online. So you just need to make sure that it looks right, it looks up to date, it's saying the right thing. So wherever your other marketing is, whatever you're telling people, your website needs to match, look professional, look the business, not have faults and stuff. And that's kind of a due diligence. So it may only have 2 visitors a month, but if they're the right visitors, it's doing its job. Great. Kind of the next one is one that delivers leads to you. So you've got some sort of online marketing, or maybe it's networking, you're leading people into marketing, whatever it is, but some sort of way where you're delivering people to the website. And the website has some sort of way of delivering you leads, be that people filling in a contact form, getting the free download, whatever it is. But that's kind of a website that's delivering you leads. So you kind of know that's working because those leads are arriving with you. And then for other people, it's sales. So, if you sell widgets, you might be selling widgets on the website, or you sell membership or online learning, whatever it is, all of those effectively, when you come down to it, they are selling something. And so the simple way you tell if that website's working is obviously, are you selling? And are you selling the amount you want to sell? So yeah, to me, they're the kind of 3 broad categories of website and what they need to do. Now, there's lots of nuance within there, but that's the kind of big picture.
Do you take people through that so that you force them to reflect on what it is that they've got and what they want?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we often ask, what is it you're actually wanting your website to achieve? And for some people, they have a really clear picture. And for other people, yeah, like you said at the beginning, they've just gone the tick list of what I need for a business, and a website is one, and they haven't really thought about it at all. But yeah, that's really important. We can't really help anyone with a website until we know what it's for. Otherwise, what do we build? What do we make it do?
I've come across a lot of people over the years that I've networked, and they need a new website. And I've heard the frustration of web designers as well, that someone will come to you and go, I just need a new website. Here's my money. Can you just build it and tell me when it's done? One of the challenges, I guess, is the variety of people that perhaps want to write their own copy, don't want to write the copy, want to provide images, don't want to provide images. What do you look for in a good client?
We write everybody's website, give or take, for them. We have professional writers on board. Unless they are a professional writer, we just recommend people don't write their own website. Because 1, most people are not good at writing. 2, almost nobody has skills at writing a website because it's much, much different. It's quite different to normal writing. And 3, people know too much about their business and tell everybody too much about their business. You must have seen those websites where it just goes on and on, and he goes, oh, and I could offer you that, but we could do that. And then sometimes we could offer you this, but maybe other, and you go, oh my God, shut up. Just give us 3 bullet points. And so being detached from the business, even nothing to do with the writing, but just that ability of being detached from the business, we have a long chat with the business owner, but being able to take that and then distill it down into something really clear, really, rather than just the wanting to give endless details about the business, which really the person reading the website isn't interested in and kind of eventually loses the will to live.
Yeah, I love it. And then the last question, what do you want from your website?
It depends what your business is doing. Like we said, it could be that due diligence. And so, in that case, it is literally, it just needs to look right and say the right things. And that's all it needs to do. Or it might be that, you're selling small, cheap widgets and it needs to be selling millions of them. So the key is it depends on your business, your marketing plan, your business plan, and how that all fits together, and how the website fits into that.
And do you then help people with things like lead magnets so that they can take people on a journey from somebody might land on your website for some reason? Then in an ideal world, we want to capture their information so we can start building a relationship with them through emails or phone calls or Zoom calls. Is that something that you help people with?
Yeah, no, we spend quite a lot of time doing that. I think we've got 2 or 3 on the go at the moment. Yes, that's one of the key things, especially because, we often encourage people to build mailing lists. There's very few businesses where building a mailing list isn't a really, really good idea. And lead magnets are a great way to do that. That kind of free download or free meeting or free whatever it is, something of real value that you're giving away in exchange for contact details is, so valuable.
It's not just you involved in this, though. I think one of the things that I've realized over the last few years with networking, whether it's in person or online, we only see you, Sam. So there's just an assumption that says in our heads, without us even thinking about it, it's just Sam doing everything. Who else is involved?
So yeah, it is. I mean, I've not built a website for years. I built a personal one recently, but yeah, for years. So yeah, I've got a team of 4 designers who are building websites, all with different skills. So one of them's, more technical, one of them's more design orientated. So kind of we work out which project is best for which of them. We've got a couple of writers on board, got an SEO expert on board. So yeah, we've got all sorts of different people in the background who are doing the work. Who are building the websites, but our clients do meet them. So when we first onboard a client and we're building a new website, the first thing we do is have a meeting with the team. So I put together the team and then we sit down with the client, so there's the writer there, the designer there, I'm there, we chat it all through. So the client gets to meet everyone on the team and everyone on the team gets to kind of understand the client and what they need. They're a bit all over the place. Our web designers are British, but they're actually dotted around the place. One of them married an Italian, so he's over in Italy. Took the decision not to outsource stuff because some people do the outsourcing to India. We took the decision not to that because I wanted people who can talk to those UK business owners and understand them and be able to go away and make a website having talked to them and having understood them. So that was kind of important to me. Same with the writers. They were kind of a lot of them, the writers met both at networking, actually. One's over in East Yorkshire where the business was. One used to be there, but he's actually now living out in Spain. Dotted a bit all over the place.
And you touched on that you met someone through networking. So as an expat, how does online networking help you with your business?
So, I mean, I've been online and offline networking. And so, a lot of the people I work with in my business kind of on a day-to-day basis, I've met through networking. So I work closely with an IT business. So they provide all my emails. I do lots of stuff for them. So I met them through networking. The writers I've met through networking. So a lot of people who work closely with in my business, I've met through networking. It obviously provides leads, which is great. The networking provides leads, and it also provides people I can sort of work with and collaborate with as well. So, there's some people met at networking who are not sold anything to, but, we work together on projects. Maybe we do a webinar together and then we'll kind of both get some leads in from that, or, just people who can collaborate or refer us as well.
So you're about to go through some change with the business, you're rebranding. What are you going from and to and why?
Yeah, we're having a rebrand that's very close to being launched now. So the business has always been Sam Hollis Web Design, and I decided to move away from that for a couple of reasons. One was I thought, and I talked to other people about this as well, it kind of implies, Sam Hollis Web Design. You talk to Sam Hollis designs your website, which, as we've talked about, isn't what happens at all. And people need to get used to the fact if they contact Sam Hollis Web Design, it might not be me they're speaking to. And as well, we're starting to supply more digital marketing services as well. So we've been helping people with websites and making the websites work, but you get to a point where websites don't work on their own. They need some SEO, or they need some ads, or they need some work on social or with email marketing, whatever it is, as kind of a bigger picture to make the website work in that whole digital marketing environment, where we kind of got to a point we couldn't help people. So I thought, so what we need to do is expand out our services so we can help people more, so that we can kind of, actually get their website to fully work, because we're providing all the bits around it as well. So we're changing to Hollis Websites and Digital Marketing. That change will probably happen end of August, beginning of September, with new website, new branding, new name, and a kind of a new focus.
Last question for you. What's the one thing that you advise everybody to do with their website that they probably aren't doing?
Probably the most important is just keep it up to date. And the best way to do that is blogging. It's hard if you've got 5 pages to keep tweaking them, because there's a limit to what you can say. But just keep your website up to date. And the best way to do that is, keep blogging. Pick a topic that your ideal client are interested in, and really stick to that. And that also shows you as an expert in your field. Stick to that topic and keep writing those blogs.
Thank you very much. Well, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for this, Sam. And if someone wants to find out more about your website, I'll put it in the show notes rather than confuse people with what it is today and what it could be in 2 months' time.
They'll be redirect. So if they go to samhollis.co.uk, they will, if we're still on that one, they will find it. If we're on the new one, it will send them there.
Love it. Thank you very much. So I don't know about you, I'm feeling inspired to go away, review my website. One of those things that just sits in the background, we never really think about it, look at it. Is it working for you? If it's not, then maybe you want to get in touch with Sam or speak to your web developer and get them to make the changes that you need. As always, if you've enjoyed this episode, please share with some people that you might know and click the subscribe button. And if you're feeling really generous, leave us a review. Thanks everyone. See you again soon.